Hey friends, it's Sarah here from sarahsbites.com. Today I'm showing you how to make this quick and easy and delicious baba ganoush recipe. So if you love eggplants as much as I do, you're going to love this dip. Let's get started. You'll need 2 medium eggplants, about 2.5 pounds. I grabbed a male and a female eggplant here. So the female have a longer spot there. It's on the opposite side of the stem, so it's where the flower blossom was attached. They have a longer sort of slit, and then the male have a rounder one, and the male eggplants tend to be less bitter and have less seeds. But in this baba ganoush recipe, I promise you don't have to pay attention to that. So just grab a couple eggplants off the shelf and you'll be good. We're going to slice our eggplants in half lengthwise, and then we're going to line them up on whatever baking sheet that you're going to use with some parchment paper. And then we're going to go ahead and season this with about 2 teaspoons of just regular plain salt. So go ahead and put that on there and try to rub it in a little bit. You can even pierce the flesh a little bit if you like. I skipped that part. And then wait 10 to 15 minutes or so. Just leave it where it is, and you're going to see a lot of that moisture is going to be drawn out. I like to use a paper towel to blot that moisture off, and then we're going to drizzle the eggplants with about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and you're gonna put these skin side down, or skin side up, flesh side down, and we're gonna roast them at 400 degrees for about 25 to 35 minutes. Just go ahead and poke it with a fork, and when they're soft and sort of wrinkly like this, you'll know that they're done. I do recommend waiting a few minutes for the eggplant to cool off at least a little bit before you start scooping all that flesh into a bowl, but I'm impatient as well, so I just start doing it right away. You can use some tongs or really a towel, whatever. Just kind of be careful here because it is super hot, especially the inside of the eggplant. So just use a fork to sort of scoop all the insides out into a bowl, and then we are going to start mixing it a little bit, or I guess crushing it with a fork. You can also use a potato masher, and then most people actually make baba ganoush inside a food processor or blender. I like the texture better this way. You get some of those chunky pieces here and there instead of a very smooth consistency. So that's completely up to you, but I just like to go ahead and continue working with the fork. And let me know in the comments below what your favorite eggplant dish is, because from my understanding, a lot of people don't like eggplants, and I love eggplants. So let me know what your favorite. Baba ganoush is one of my favorite, but also fried eggplant is, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So if you guys ever want a recipe for fried eggplant, let me know. But we're gonna go ahead and use our fork, sort of crush this towards the sides of the bowl, just because they are long, stringy pieces, and then we're gonna start adding other ingredients. Let's add in 1 large crushed garlic clove, and then we'll need a 1/4 cup of tahini. So you can get raw tahini, which is what I used here, but my favorite tahini is roasted. So if you can find that, it's kind of harder to find. Get the roasted kind, it is so good. And then of course, we got to bring in our potato masher to sort of help us get all these long stringy pieces of eggplant crushed. It just makes it a little bit easier. Then we'll add in a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, or just plain olive oil works, a 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, and then we're going to juice 1 whole lemon. We'll also add in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and stir everything together again. And I like to do a quick taste test here, and then I actually ended up adding another small itty bitty pinch of salt and a little bit more black pepper. And these next 2 ingredients are optional, but I like to add in 1/2 teaspoon, or about 1/2 teaspoon of chopped cilantro and a 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. You can definitely leave those out, but I think that they just add a bit more flavor to the dip. Stir it 1 more time, and then we are going to plate it. So I like to just put all of the dip in a bowl and then cover it with cling wrap and chill it in the fridge for at least 2 to 3 hours, because baba ganoush is best served cold. You don't want to eat it warm. I mean, you can, absolutely, but I think it tastes so much better cold. And you can even decorate it. It's really nice if you put more olive oil on top, definitely do that when you're about to serve it, not before chilling it. You can add some pomegranate seeds to it, put a little bit more cilantro and paprika. It is just so good. And if you guys want a recipe for this easy 10-minute bread that you don't even need an oven for, I'll link it in the cards above and in the description below. So let me know how you guys like this recipe. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you next week with another recipe. Bye.